Ever since I was a child, I've turned it over in my mind. I sang by the piano, tore my yellow dress and cried and cried and cried. Now to want to see what I've seen, to undo what has been done. Turn off all the lights, let the morning come. Now there's green light in my eyes, and my love on my mind, and I'll sing from the piano, tear my yellow dress and cry over the love of you.
The Great Gatsby is a literary classic published in 1925 by Francis Scott Fitzgerald, one of the most important authors of the Roaring Twenties and the Jet Age. It is during the Roaring Twenties, when Fitzgerald settled in Long Island with his wife Zelda, that he wrote the novel, inspired by the reality of that era, characterized by economic prosperity, a need of innovation, and break with traditions. But it was also the age of prohibition. Set in the prosperous Long Island of 1922, the novel is the perfect description of the Jet Age, of its contradictions and its tragedy. The story, told by one of its characters, is about the tragic end of the American dream. For this reason, it can be considered as the Fitzgerald biography. The Great Gatsby tells the story of an aspiring writer in search of the American dream, Nick Carraway, which arrived in New York in 1922, an age dominated by immorality, the jazz music, and crime. He rents a small house next door to the luxurious mansion of a mysterious millionaire, who holds extravagant parties, called J. Gatsby, in front of his cousin Daisy, which lives at the opposite side of the bay with his husband, Tom Buchanan. Nick is catapulted in the charming world of wealthy and their illusion, their loves and deceits, becoming a witness of impossible love affairs, incorruptible dreams and tragedies. Nick tells the story of a man called Gatsby, which actions are aimed at one purpose, reaching the green light from the opposite side of the bay, which represents all that Gatsby has ever dreamt, Daisy. Gatsby spends his life trying to become a rich man and reach a high social status in order to win her love. His American dream has become corrupted by the culture of wealth that surrounds him. Although Gatsby is involved in the underneath business and is fixated on money, he is a good man at heart. He has lived not for himself, but for his dream, for his vision of the good life inspired by the beauty of this lovely rich girl, whom he knew when he was in the military. Daisy has been the object of Gatsby's obsession for the past 5 years, and his romanticism will not allow him to separate the past from the present. He still sees Daisy as the golden girl he knew 5 years ago, and he still set on their golden future together. Although she appears to be full of sweetness and life, she is a heart self-centered and cold. She is careless with people's life, and she lets Gatsby take the blame for her unintentional manslaughter of Milton Wilson. Her careless actions eventually result in Gatsby's death, of which she shows no concern. She commits adultery, but she had no real intentions of killing her husband. The Buchanan's marriage is full of lies and infidelities, yet they are united through their corruption. After Myrtle and Gatsby are both killed, neither one of the Buchanans send their regards or seems remorseful. In fact, they go on a short vacation, which is an indication of the lack of compassion they have towards others. Nick is the only person who cares about Gatsby, and he realizes to be surrounded of selfish and careless people. The novel shows the effects that corruption and materialism can have on society and how this can break a dream. The latest version of The Great Gatsby, directed by Baz Luhrmann, performing Leonardo DiCaprio, is the fourth adaptation of Fitzgerald's novel. The previous version dates 1974, directed by Jay Clayton, interpreted by Robert Redford. Baz Luhrmann's version has been shot in 3D, a thing that was impossible to do in the 70s, with Mircea Prada costume designer, along with the historic Mark Brook Brothers, which was already used in the previous version of the movie. Baz Luhrmann's movie soundtrack is an experimental aspect, choosing hip-hop, R&B, indie rock, with artists such as Lana Del Rey, Jay-Z, Florence and the Machine, and Beyoncé. Gatsby's parties in Baz Luhrmann's movie seem totally different from how they are described in the book. The movie is very close to the novel. It respects the narration and dialogue, so that the soul and the message of the novel are untouched, but the form chosen for narrating them has been object of debate.
Oh, you penniless panty waste. Yeah.